Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The bond market's doing a lot of work for the Fed right now, it seems like. No one thinks that they're behind the curve when the 10-year goes down to 1.3 on its own. So they're in a good place, I think.
Oh, yeah, they're in a good place, I think. Yeah, remember they're telling us how great the economy is? It's fantastic. The best economy we ever had. GDP, 6%. Remember I told you? I said, oh, really? Let's wait about 6 months, see what that 6 months goes down to. Obviously, the economy was locked down. When you open up an economy, of course you're going to have everybody running out and spending. But give it about 6 months. You're going to be down to about 1.6%. That's right. The 6% growth, they keep giving you these quote 6% growth by quarter. Let's look at the end of the year. It's not going to be anywhere near that. I always tell you, if you go all the way back to 2008 to where we are today, the economy grew 1.6% on average on an annual basis. This is all BS. It's crazy. You know, I keep telling you, we're going to run into the biggest crash ever. But you still have time to make money in this scam, in the current scam. Now, what people don't realize when I keep saying over and over, we're going to have a crash, people don't even think about it. Oh, that's not going to happen. Crash, that's going to happen. I want you to think about something. We haven't had a market driven by earnings, profits, economic GDP growth, or business investment since 2001. Now, if you recall, we've had all these scams. We had the scam after 9/11. That's when Bush created the housing scam. And then after that, we had the QE scam to rally the market. Now remember, these are all scams to rally the market without profits, without earnings, without business investment. Go all the way back to the housing scam, the QE scam, and now the stimulus scam. And let's take a look at the debt. From 2001, when Bush took office, the national debt was $5.8 trillion. 8 years later, when Obama got out of office, he doubled it. Doubled it. That's insane. It took 225 years to get to 5.8 trillion. It took Obama 8 years to double it. It took 225 years. What, and 42 presidents to get to 5.8 trillion? And Obama comes in and he doubles it in 8 years? So he brings it up to about 11 trillion. Now that's not long ago. Now we're up to 28 trillion. All we've been doing is driving debt through printing of money. The stock market hasn't been going up since Bush took office based on a company's making profits. There's only a handful of stocks that make big profits, a handful of stocks. And that started in 2013. And what are those? Those are called big tech stocks. You know them all. You know Amazon, Google, Facebook, Netflix. You know them all. Microsoft, Apple, the same ones. If you take the S&P 100 stocks, if you deduct from those 100 stocks 15 tech stocks, the S&P wouldn't go anywhere. What's driving the big market, the whole S&P up every day, and the NASDAQ every day, where they say we have another historic high, has been a scam of printing money to keep interest rates to zero, to give these people money, these CEOs, not for business investment, not to create productivity, not to increase our economic growth or our standard of living, but to buy their own shares to push the stock market up. So if you go back to George Bush, to baby Bush, when he took office, remember, 9/11 hit. Right after 9/11, what did they decide to do? They decide, okay, let's create a scam. Let's drive this market back, this economy back with housing. That's what they did. It was one big scam. So what are we doing right now? Well, let's talk about today, what's going on. If you go look, every time today, this morning, we wake up and Treasury yields dropped again. Remember, Treasury yields were in April, 172 basis points. Then they dropped down to about 145 basis points. Last night, when the market closed, the yields were, the 10-year Treasury yield was at 1.4, let's see. It was 1.42. We opened up this morning, we're down to 1.34. What the hell's going on? Well, what they're doing is printing money to keep bringing those interest rates down. To move what stocks? The same stock since 2013 where everybody has their money. We got one horse in this race. One horse. And remember, since 2013, the only reason the market goes up because they keep printing money to keep moving up the tech stocks. Since 2013, so what's happening to the economy? It's not growing. Why? Because no money is going to business investment. No CEO is going to put his money into new equipment, new machinery. Why would he? He's going to buy his own company's stock. So everybody sees the stock market going up. They go, oh, wow, that's the economy. No, it's not. But think of the money that you could have made if you were with us or anybody, if you understood what was going on. As long as they keep printing money, they're going to destroy the economy, which they've already done. Reason why you got to keep printing more money, because every time you print money, you destroy the money that's in the hands of the working folks on Main Street. The people who are making a combined income of $65,000 a year or combined income of $48,000 a year less, they are getting destroyed because to move the stock market up, they got to print money to buy treasuries to drop interest rates down to zero, because what moves big tech stocks? They're called growth stocks. What moves them is low rates, low yields. Low yields don't move bank stocks. They don't move value stocks. They don't move financial sector. They don't move the mortgage company. They don't move any of these companies. Remember, no one cares about any stock except the big tech. And if you go look at any given day like today, what's going up? You can look at any other group. You can look at utilities. You can look at builders. Now remember, in a low interest environment, not only should be big tech going up, but REITs should be going up, utilities should be going up, house building should be going up, industrial should be going up, but they're not. Why? Because everybody's in the same stocks. And if you're not making money in this market, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't know what you're doing. We'll be right back. PhilsGang.com. Sign up. 10 days free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The Fed's in it's in a unique place. It can take a lot of action and not hurt the stock market. It can move and people will continue to buy the banks.
Well, people aren't buying the banks. Remember I said, when he started to say that last week, I said this last week. Phil Grandy said if you bought a bank stock between June 18th and today, you're going to lose money. And Kramer kept saying,
the Fed's in it's in a unique place. It can take a lot of action and not hurt the stock market. It can move and people will continue to buy the banks.
Well, what the hell's he talking about? They're in a unique place. No, they're not in a unique place. They're in a hellhole. That's where they are. Are you kidding me? They're caught. Their back is against the wall. They're at zero. They have no way to stop the crash when it starts. They can't cut rates. They can't raise rates because they kept rates too low for too long. Why? Because they started to cut rates right after 9/11. Remember, he said, Powell came out and said, this inflation is temporary? No, this inflation has been created since 9/11, right after 9/11, when Bush started with the housing scam. You know what the housing scam was. You could pick your own payment. They didn't care. They didn't care. You didn't have to check your income, no income verification. You could pick your payment. Let's say the payment was $2,200 a month. You could say, okay, I'm going to pick my payment to be $100 a month. And then 5 years down the road, I'll go up to $2,200. You remember that whole scam? Remember what drove the housing market after 9/11 was low rates. What's that mean? Printing of money to buy the treasuries, to keep interest rates low, so they could sell homes to people who couldn't afford them. That's what moved up the housing market. That's what drove up the stock market. That was the first scam. And remember, after 9/11, the banks were in trouble. Everybody was in trouble after 9/11. It was tough times. Things were not good. People lost $10 trillion. This was not good. Now, remember, too, at that time, the Banking Committee, which was the Senate and House Banking Committee, what their job was before this 9/11. It was always to protect Main Street folks and their investments. What's the biggest investment? A home. They're to focus on helping those working families and protect our nation's economic security. That's what the Senate and Housing Bank Committee is supposed to do. They're supposed to ensure the people on Main Street that their investments would be monitored by both the House and Senate Bank Committee. They'd be secured. And that Main Street would benefit from these investments, which was their home. Remember, the other job of the Senate Banking Committee was to make sure our economy was on a sound footing by raising and lowering interest rates when needed to make sure inflation wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, and that we were at 100% employment and wages kept going up. No inflation, little inflation, not a lot, just right. CEOs would increase productivity. That was their jobs. They would take their profits, plow back in their companies, buy new machinery, new equipment, increase productivity. That's what America was all about, was productivity. That's how we built this country, is productivity. They keep plowing those profits right back into their company, called business investment or CapEx, which would increase Main Street workers' wages and savings and their standard of living, and would contribute to our economic GDP growth. Their spending would contribute 72% to our economic GDP growth. The middle class used to be our cornerstone back then of our economy. And they had most of the disposable income, which they would start new businesses with the money they saved. That all changed after 9/11. Airlines lost $20 billion, insurance companies $40 billion. They were hit so hard. The stock market one day, first day, dropped 680 points, dropped 10% about 2 days later. 600,000 jobs were lost. 2.8 billion, almost 3 billion in wages lost. Now remember, at the time, we were in a recession, which began in 2001. And then we got hit with 9/11 and extended the recession to the end of 2001, to November. That's when they started, we got to do something. Well, the first thing they did is, let's start a scam. Let's start a housing boom. So the House and Senate Committee threw away their job, their responsibility, their first step to do what? The same thing they're doing today. Print money to move the housing stocks up. Print money to move housing stock. Keep rates low. It was a scam. No income verification. Pick your own payment. Then the housing market crashed. Whatever happened to the banking committee to protect Main Street folks with their investments to focus on helping working families? Whatever happened to that? Well, Senator Dodd, back then you probably don't know who he is, but Senator Dodd and Barney Frank, those two gangsters, all kinds of big kickbacks, made a fortune in Congress, those two gangsters. They ordered the Federal Reserve to start buying all this bad paper. Remember, the Federal Reserve, Fannie and Freddie would buy the mortgages only if they were AAA credits from the banks. The banks never held on to their mortgage. They would sell them only, though. They had to be AAA credit. But those two gangsters with big kickbacks said, no, you got to take people's mortgages that are no good. All these subprime mortgages, if they're not making payments, you got to take them. They blew up Freddie and Fannie, cost you and me $180 billion. See, I'm just telling you this because this is what's going on today, and the biggest crash we're ever going to have is a result of this. It's all coming together now. When we get back, I'm going to tell you what stocks you got to be in because the rates are low. Got to be in the right stocks. Join my gang, 10 days free, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, you got to be in the right stocks. Stocks that do well in this environment of low rates. Here's one thing we know. They can't raise rates because there's too much debt. We also know this. The stocks that are benefiting the most and have always benefited the most from low rates, which means print money, buy treasuries, drive those yields down, are tech stocks. Our big tech stocks. You know them all. We make sure our members get in these stocks at the right time. We make sure they always get out at the right time. That's why 85% of people lose money because they never get out at the right time. Now, when you also have low interest rates, you also have other stock groups. But the problem is nobody wants them. They're not sexy. Remember, everybody's making money. It's the easiest money you've ever made since 2013. If you haven't been in the stock market, Big Tech since 2013, you lost out. But it's not done yet because they can't raise rates. So as long as you know when to get out of these stocks, there's still a play for these stocks, not bank stocks. He says bank stocks. Bank stocks don't go up when there's low yields, when they print money and buy treasuries and these low yields. I said to you, don't listen to him. The bank stocks are going to go down. And go look at the bank stocks. They're all going down, like I said. But our tech stocks are going up. And we'll be out of those stocks with profits and out in time. Remember, we got a situation here where all this money is being printed every day. My God. I mean, we never seen so much money being printed. And it all started back in the .com, in the housing. Back then, that's when it all started. So we're spending right now $125 billion a month to make sure interest rates stay low. If they just try to move that up a quarter point, this market will crash. They know that. So that sets you up for, you got to run. If you haven't been in this run, get in. But make sure you know when to get out. That's where we come in. If you're in mutual funds, you're screwed. You think you made a lot of money, you probably did. In your 401k, you have a mutual fund. But you're not going to know when to get out. I designed, for my members and now for everybody, a mutual fund tracker that tells you, it gives you an alert, call to action. You better do something with your 401k. It's in trouble. It's going to crash. Every time you people had a 401k, you lost money. You never got out in time. Well, you can stop that now if you want. You don't have to believe me. I'll give it to you 30 days free. See if it works. $120 billion a month just to keep interest rates low. And what does that do when you print $120 billion? The guy on Main Street, he keeps getting hit. He has no assets. He doesn't have diamonds. He doesn't have artwork. He doesn't have commercial buildings. Remember, they've been doing this on purpose since 9/11. Because after 9/11, we got hit so hard, we couldn't pay our debt to our lenders. So what do? They want to crush the dollar by printing money. And when you crush that dollar, the value of the dollar goes down. That means the value of the debt we owe, our Congress owes to China, to the Saudis, to everybody else, to Japan, goes down in value. So they have been doing this since right after 9/11. Don't tell me inflation is transitory. That's the biggest and boldest lie I've ever heard. This has been going on since 9/11. Their objective, intentionally, is to destroy the dollar so they can go and say to China, oh, by the way, I don't owe you $1 trillion this month. I only owe you $800 billion because the dollar went down 20%. Where do you think they're getting the money? Where do you think they're getting the money for stock buybacks? They're printing money, $100 billion a month, and give it to the CEOs to buy their own stocks so they don't need profits. They don't need earnings. All they need is printed money. Every time they print money, yields go down. So they buy their own stock. Stock market goes up. That's what they did for the housing market. Print money to get yields down so you could buy a house, pick your own payment. Then they print another $215 billion a month to monetize debt. Big fancy word, which means, hey, I'm going to screw the little guy. What they do? Print more money, and every time they print that money, the dollar that's in your pocket, the poor guy is making a combined income with his wife, $65,000, $45,000, $38,000. He's getting screwed because he goes to the supermarket, he can't pay. He has to come up with more pieces of paper. He can't because the paper he's got in his wallet are worthless. They're getting less and less. But the guys are making a fortune in the stock market. Who's that? The 1 percentile, the people who income is $400,000 to $500,000 a year. Their net worth is between $3 and $5 million a year. And they have taken all the gains. Their net worth went up, doubled since 2008. But let's go back to 9/11. Since 9/11, their net worth has doubled. But what about the guys making, let's say, $65,000 a year combined income with his wife and lower? He's screwed. Because every time his feet hit the floor in the morning, every dollar he's got was savings or his paycheck, even his paycheck. When he gets paycheck on Thursday, he's screwed. Because that paycheck is worth a lot less than it was the previous Thursday. But they don't care because the stock market went up. Sure, the guy is working, he cares. But the 1 percentile is making all the money every day. New high in the NASDAQ, new high in the NASDAQ, new high in the NASDAQ, new high in the S&P. Who's paying for that? Who's paying for that? $215 billion a month is printed so they can go to the banks. You think the housing stocks will be going up? You think the home sales will be going up? They can't go up. The only way they go up is we print 215 billion a month. I'm sorry, 215 billion a month to go to the banks, and the Federal Reserve insists to the banks, look, we know you're having trouble. We know you have been insolvent since 2008. So what we're going to do is, I know you can't loan. You're not making money in your loans. You can't make money on 3.5% interest rates over 10 years. So we're going to buy those. We're printing money. And here's $200 billion. We're printing money. We're going to buy all those loans from you, called mortgage-backed securities. Another big fancy word, just means a mortgage which is backed by your signature on a note, called a security. So they buy all those notes and mortgages and put it on the Federal Reserve, on their bank balance. Guess what happens? They now can go lend to more people, meaning the country's getting into deeper and deeper and deeper. That's when you see the housing market, and they say this housing market's going up, and we're booming in the housing market, they're lying. Yeah, the housing market's going up, but so isn't our debt. And the people on Main Street are becoming debt slaves, and you're going to see the biggest crash ever. Nobody's being square with you. So you can make a lot of money off of this market, because it can't go down. Until what happens? What finally breaks the market? All this debt. And the poor debt slaves on Main Street, they're going to have to make a decision, just like they did back in 2008. Do I pay my house payment, or do I pay my credit card? And we're coming closer and closer to that. But before that, get on the train and make some money, because they can't raise rates. As long as rates go down, the stock market keeps going up, as long as you're in what stocks? Big tech stocks. Join my gang today. Every day we post our portfolio at 2 o'clock. We tell our members exactly what to do with every stock. And then then one day it's going to come, it's not going to be too far off, and someone's going to say, God, I got to make a choice to pay my credit card, paying for gas to get to work, or my house payment. In the meantime, let's make money in the market. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable. African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. For the best insight in both the stock market and the economy, turn to the Phil's Gang YouTube channel, where each weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern, you get to listen to my Phil's Gang radio show, where you get the best information both on stocks and the economy. And each Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, you get the new segment of my popular Market Crash Unfolding, where I detail the weekly events that are leading us up to the next crash. Both Phil's Gang radio show and Market Crash Unfolding on Phil's Gang YouTube channel. And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, it took just 44 presidents, 185 years to get our debt. Actually, it took 225 years to get our debt up to $5.8 trillion. 225 years. Now, if you go back and look in the past 13 years, we've gone from 5.8 trillion to nearly 30 trillion in 13 years. Now just comprehend that. 225 years to just get to 5.8 trillion. 13 years to get to 30 trillion. That's insane. What are you, nuts? What else is going on? Think of what they're doing. They're spending every day, every month, $120 billion a month to buy treasuries to keep interest rates down to zero, so you can buy a home, you can buy stocks. $100 billion a month, so CEOs get money free to buy their own stock back to artificially push those stocks up. And you're not a gang member? What are you, nuts? They print another $120 billion a month to monetize debt. What's that mean? Our corporations are in such trouble right now, so much debt, because they kept borrowing all this money, even though it's free interest rate, kept borrowing all this money. They have historic debt now. They can't pay it down. And banks are in real trouble, all the big banks. JP Morgan, Citi, first of all, they're illiquid coming out of 2008. They still are illiquid. The only thing that's keeping them alive is printing money, okay, to go in $120 billion a month, and the banks go in and buy their debt. The Federal Reserve goes in and buys the debt to save the banks. And so they can keep loaning money on housing to pretend we have this big housing boom. Then they print another $215 billion a month to keep the banks in business overnight, because the banks don't trust each other, loan each other anymore. Just like this, what happened right before the crash, 2008. $215 billion a month just to purchase their bank debt at night so they can open up the next morning. Oh, you don't hear anybody talking about this on CNBC or Fox, do you? No. Are you kidding me? This is nuts. They're spending our Congress about $17.8 billion a day, a 47% increase in 1 year. How do they get that $17.8 billion? Certainly not collecting in taxes, because we can't collect enough taxes because we have a $6 trillion deficit. We're spending more than we're collecting. Right now, our income is just 3.4. Our income is 9.3 billion a day. That's our income. And after we pay our bills, we have a deficit. We have right now a deficit of 8.5 trillion a billion a day. We're in the hole every day, 8.5 billion. But we got to print that money and make sure that doesn't happen. So see what's going on? That's what. So now you got to go. So you hear all this printing to keep interest rates zero. What stocks go up? Are you in them? But you're not. And if you are in them, do you know when to get out? No, you don't know when to get out. Does your broker ever call you, tell you when to get out of Facebook, tell you when to get out of Google, Intel, Amazon, Facebook? None of them. They don't ever tell you to get out, when to get out. My gangs know that. My members know that every day, because every day we take our tech portfolio, our entire portfolio, at 2 o'clock, and Steve, who's the head of the education department, will post this. On every stock he does this at 2 o'clock, so our members know what to do.
Looking at Caterpillar, we're still holding this one short. Our stop is at 217.4.
And he goes to the next stock and the next stock. So all the stocks that's in our portfolio, not one gang member should be in trouble. And the best thing, they're going to know when to get out. And the better thing is they're going to turn around and we'll have them making money on the way down. Just try it for 10 days, for God's sakes. So the end of the day, I just want you to think about one thing. When you hear all these phonies on CNBC and Fox, all these phonies tell you how great things are. When you hear this.
I think we do have a rocket ship economy.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging.
How could an economy be surging along when they got to print money every day to keep interest rates low so we don't go belly up? But we are, because we can't keep up with the race. It's getting ahead of us. Remember last week when they said they're going to raise rates and all of a sudden the market went down 500 points on Friday? They know they can't. They all of a sudden stopped. Nope, no more talk about that. If you already talk about that, no. Now all of a sudden, boom, market's going up every day. And why aren't you in those stocks? Why aren't you in the other? If you don't want to be in those stocks, you should be in healthcare stocks, for heaven's sakes. See, what's moving the market is not profits. That's the thing you don't understand. My members know. It's not profits, not earnings. It's printing of money is moving the market until they can't print money anymore. We're going to have the biggest crash ever. But until then, you got a gold mine. Talking about gold? Are you kidding me? You're going to see gold go so high, it's going to be unbelievable. You're going to get you can take the crypto coin, the Pitbull coin, the Pigo coin, and all the poins and coins. I'll stick with gold. All I know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, 75 years old. I've been in this market 51 years. Give me that gold stuff. Give me those gold mining stocks to give me beautiful dividends. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. Now think what else they have done. Do you think when they did the American Rescue Plan on March 6, 2021, where they made 161 million payments, $1,400 each, $390 billion, they paid $1,400 to everybody, $390 billion. They had to print the $390 billion. Then what about the American Family Plan? I'd like to meet these people who give these names. The name should be American Family Plan screwing Main Street. The American Rescue Plan rescuing everybody but the people on Main Street. Then they do the American. How they write out checks for $300 a month? These child credits. Where are they getting the $300 a month? The government. They're printing it. And then the guy on Main Street, he goes to the supermarket, and now he needs 5 pieces of paper they call currency money instead of 2 pieces of paper. He's getting screwed. $35 billion to extend the PPP small business loans. They printed another $350 billion for state and local governments. That's Biden. And starting this week, they're going to be printing for 36 million families checks for $300 per child. Are you nuts? Where are they getting that money? See, none of this money is coming from corporations growing their companies through business investment, through productivity, where people are getting good wages, where the government can collect taxes on it. They're not doing any of that. They don't care about that. See, that's the way it should be. We should be paying this through having everybody with good jobs at work, increasing productivity. But what CEO is going to take $1 million, he gets it free, you think he's going to buy a machine to help his workers, to make sure they get a raise increase? Or you think he's going to take the $1 million and buy $1 million of his own stock? And he walks home that night $6 million richer. Or you think he's going to help his people in the company and grow the company? Nobody cares about these companies. So please, if you're in a 401k or any mutual fund that's inside that 401k or mutual funds outside the 401k, check my tracker. You get it free for 30 days. And please check my color-coded chart. Join the gang free for 10 days where you get the charts free for 10 days. I'm reaching out trying to help you. Don't miss the rest of this rally. Are you nuts? Then catch the crash on the way down. I'll promise to have you out in time and make money on the way down.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to